Welcome back to the cottage. As you can see, it looks like there's a bomb has dropped. So I came back from that flower show and we're currently in the process of having my expenses reimbursed. But the problem was, on the Sunday, I was thoroughly exhausted and didn't wake up until about 5 o'clock. And you then have this thing called brain fog. With this chronic fatigue syndrome that I've got, you have something called brain fog. And I knew something was up because I had pain in all my joints. Every time I moved, I could feel pain. And with this brain fog, it's exactly what it says. You don't know what's going on. You feel a bit disorientated. You can have a conversation with somebody and 20 minutes later you've completely forgot about it. So I found on Sunday I had a bit of a bizarre evening. I thought I want something to eat and I didn't have a lot of food in the house. So I thought what I will do is I will boil some eggs. So I put 2 eggs on to boil. And then I miscalculated the time that they'd been boiling. In fact, the eggs are still there. This is why I find when you're in a brain fog, it's best to leave everything as is, because I like to see what happened the next day. So I cooked these 2 eggs, took them off a bit too soon. And they were as soft as anything. So they were a waste. I then looked through the cupboard, and the only thing I had was a tin of soup. So I thought, okay, I'll have that. Then 20 minutes later, I forgot that I'd already had soup. So I ended up having 4 tins of soup, and didn't feel full at all. So I thought, let me make my own potato and leek soup. So I put the potatoes on to boil, and I thought I better test these because these are some of the new potatoes. So I tested them, and then I realised I'd eaten all the potatoes, and then the leeks that I was frying, they burnt. So I thought, sod this for a game of soldiers. I'm going to order some food online. But all my usual places were closed because it was a Sunday. So I found somewhere about 3 miles away, and I ordered chicken chips, peas, a bread roll, and a can of pop. And it came to £20. And because I'd been in London for the weekend, that price seemed fairly good. So I said yes, and I put in the order. Well, about an hour later, nothing had showed up. And when I looked at the app, it hadn't even said on the app that it had acknowledged the order. So I thought, right, well, it's obviously a Sunday, the shop is closed, and they forgot to update their system. So I thought, right, I'm going to go down to the high street. So I went down to the high street and bought some of these chicken dinners. So I bought 2 of them. So I put them into the oven, and just as they were about to cook, there was a knock at the door. And he said, I've got your order. So I was like, oh, okay. But in the meantime, I put a complaint in to Just Eat, saying that I've paid for these things, but they haven't turned up. So they said, right, okay, we will reimburse you. So they had reimbursed me by the time the chickens had turned up. So I then sent them another message to say the chickens have just turned up, you can have your £20 back. And they'd never had that before, so I'd confused them. So they basically said, just keep it, and that's fine. So I then come in here, and I started to unpack my order. But what I had ordered was 3 chickens, 1 chicken with chips and peas, 3 bread rolls, and 3 cans of 7-Up drink. So no wonder it came to £20. So I started to present that meal on a plate, and then I remembered, oh, I've still got these 2 chicken dinners that are in there. So the house was just full of chicken. So I ate some of the chicken. I couldn't eat 4 of them. I ate some of the chicken on the Sunday. The chicken dinners I just left in there until the Monday. So I had them on the Monday. And it's taken till Wednesday for me now to feel a bit better and to get my head together in order to clean up. And somebody said to me weeks ago, please can you show us a video of when you have a bad Emmy episode? And I thought, well, I can't, because when I'm in it, the last thing I want to do is to pick up the camera, because it would just be me repeating myself, because I would keep forgetting what was going on. So I thought this time, seeing as I found myself in this position, it might be a good idea as I clean up to regale the tale of the weekend. And all that was a combination of being tired and not having enough food in my system, and having good food in the system. Because I have let my food go a bit skewy for the last few weeks. And I've put a bit more weight on than I would have liked. So I thought today is the start of the new dawn. Also, I'm thinking about doing a video where I look back over the year, because I have this thing called a Monzo card, and I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go off and get one as well, because I find they're absolutely fantastic, and you can ask it to tell you where your money goes. So I thought I would make a video where I sit down and work out exactly where my money's been going over the last few months. Something I've been forgetting to tell you is this turned up in the post the other day. A sugar bowl, which is very similar to the one we had back in the family home, but it came with a milk jug. So what I'm looking for now is a spoon to go in here, but not a normal spoon. It looked a bit like a shovel, the one that I'm thinking of. But they tell me with some models of this, there's actually a lid that comes with it. So I thought I will have to investigate that. So I bought a few tins from the men's shed the other day. Mayonnaise in the cupboard. I remember that from the last discussion. So yes, I feel like the house needs a damn good scrub from top to bottom. So I've got somebody coming in this week to help with that. I need to go and collect my eggs today. So yes, that is what happens when you have an ME episode. You completely forget what you're doing, and you can keep repeating. You can have food, and then an hour later you go, oh, I think I'll go and have food. And it's not till the next day when you come and do the dishes that you realise you've already had some. I haven't taken my Actimel drink today. These are very good if you put them on top of canes. They stop you from poking out the eye. Well, it's a rainy day today here in Wales. My violas appear to be doing very well in the garden. Oh, talking about the garden, I've had many requests over the last few months for people asking for videos from the past. Have you got the video when you fell in the pond? Have you got the video of when you built your cold frame? So what I've done is I've set up a new YouTube channel, and I'll put the link below, called Sean's Allotment Garden Videos, and I've put on there as many of the videos that I can find, and there's only about 150 when you think I'd actually filmed about 2,500. There's about 150 videos there. They aren't in order at the moment, they're in order of month. So if you want to go and see what you do in the garden in June, you can call it the June playlist, and all the videos will appear there. But as I find more, I will pop them onto this YouTube channel. And it's strange, but I don't actually want this YouTube channel to be a success, because I don't want it to be monetized. I just want the videos to sit there so people can watch them at their leisure. Right, first cup of tea now. I tend to do that. I wash a cup, I then dry it, and then I can see little bits of flecks that have come off the tea towel. So I tend to put it back in and give it another rinse. I've also had some... What time is it? Oh, 12 o'clock. I've also had a parcel turn up. So that parcel I was expecting last week from the Amazon, and they kept on delivering it to the wrong house. It has finally turned up. But I can't show you what it is because it's outside and it's raining, and I can't take this camera outside. But I can go and get you the other thing that turned up. This turned up yesterday, I think, or it could have been the day before. And they are a bag of... Oh, they haven't put the name on it. Ah, there they are. Shallots. Red Sun shallots. Not a lot there. I don't know why I just ordered that amount when I love my shallots. So maybe I'll put in another order. White shallots, Golden Gourmet. And then we have onion, which is a Shakespeare one. And my favourite red onions called Red Winter. Yeah, I think I'll send off for some more of the shallots. So these will be going in the ground in about a month's time. Right. I'm going to have a cup of tea first, and then I'm going to come back and carry on doing the cleaning. There we have it. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Right. Oh, I feel quite exhausted now. I think I'll have another cup of tea. After I left you the last time, I went down to the farm and picked up my eggs. Now, where did I go then? Oh yes, I went to Treherbert to go and buy some chicken. So that is what I've had for my dinner this evening. Although I haven't had it now. I had it about 7 o'clock. And I had that realisation, that's what I've been missing over the last few weeks, is a bit of structure. So at 7 o'clock, the archers were on. So I came down, I made a bit of food. And I thought that's what I need to do, is get a bit more structure in my life. So tonight is the last night where I'll be up late. Because it's now coming up to 11:30. So I'm going to take a cup of tea upstairs and read a nice book. So I will catch up with you next time. So from me until then, good night.